Hi and welcome to That's Gaming DK. My name is Klaus, and in today's video we are gonna take a closer look at something that everybody in the miniature painting community have been talking about for quite some time, almost half a year. I am of course talking about Army Painter Speedpaints. So we haven't tested these out yet. As you can see, this pack is still in shrink wrap. So what we're doing today is doing a quick unboxing, and then hopefully we're gonna use these paints when we're painting our Hero Quest set, which if you haven't already seen the video, I'm gonna put a link up in the corner. But before we go over to the table and unbox this paint, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It is highly appreciated. So here we are at the table with the Speedpaint Mega Set from Army Painter. It is quite some time that these were released. These were released about 2 weeks ago for the main public, and we are not so good that we actually received a preset. We have this, and it says here free brush included. It is the Mega Set, which means that we get a lot of colors, and if we go to the back, we can see all the colors. So we have most of the normal colors used. We have a couple of reds, purple, some skin tone. Again, there could have been some more, given that they actually have a normal skin painting set. They could have made 1 or 2 more skin tones as the Speed Paint set. We already did an unboxing of that paint set, which is an awesome set if you're painting a lot of skin or fantasy miniatures, or as we do, wrestling miniatures. I will put a link up in the corner to that video. Then we have an orange, a yellow, some sand, leather, bone, what is known as the Nurgle green. We have a couple of more green here. So we have a dark green, or auction green, a kind of more of a camel. We have a couple of blues, a turquoise. Don't really know if I would call it that, but it is. We have the gray here. So we have a blue gray, a normal gray. We have a black and a black gray. And then we have a white. And last but not least, we have the Speed Paint Medium to thin down your things without losing the consistency and the properties of the paint. It says here that free brush is included, and their motto is 1 coat and done. And then you can scan here to see their videos of how to use paints. It's actually some quite good videos. They have a really nice video where they're speed painting the new Hero Quest set, which we have also done an unboxing about. I will put a link up in the corner. That is a really nice revised edition of the original game. But let's get it open. And also, we are probably gonna use this as a first try for our Hero Quest, because I really want to get that on the table and play with the kids as fast as possible. I would like them to get the feeling of playing with painted miniatures instead of just colored plastic, even though they have colored the different monsters, heroes, and furnitures in a way where we don't really need to play it, and the plastic is bendable, so as long as you don't paint it, it will not get rigid. So it's not a requirement, but I really love to have my games painted. So let's see, we got the plastic off, and as usual, we have a couple of plastic trays inside and a booklet. So for those of you who have bought Army Painter products before, you didn't already know this. Even though I see pretty big difference with this set compared to the other sets. So normally these containers would be shrink wrapped plastic, where the bottles are actually placed inside. But here they have just gone for one big tray with all the paints just being placed on. That's quite interesting. That's something new. And then we have the brush down here. But first of all, we have the painting guide, and I'm interested to see if this is updated. So this is the one that you can also find out in the different local game shops that are that have Army Painter products. So we can see. So this is just the same booklet, and of course there's a reference to the homepage. So first we have some words from Penstoff. So for those of you that don't know, Army Painter is actually a Danish company, and other than having Army Painter, they also started one of the gaming shops in Denmark, which was then later taken over, that we previously has done a lot of stuff together with. So it is a Danish company, and it's a fantastic company. It's on the cheaper side of paint ranges, but that doesn't make it bad at all. It is definitely a high quality painting production. So here we have a couple of images from Army Painter himself. This is actually an image of their in-house painter. Can't remember his name, but he's a really talented painter as well, painting all the stuff for their videos and stuff like that. Here is a list of all the normal war paints. Color theory, a bit of normal introduction to how to do, what is armor painting, how to base. Then there is a small guide on how to assemble. I'm pretty sure this is new compared to the old booklet. So of course they are showing off all their tools and their hobby tool set. This is a really good starter set. You get all the things you need to assemble your miniatures and prepare them for painting. So if you're a board gamer and you have bought a game that requires assembly like Shadows of Brimstone, which we are really fond of here on the channel, at least I am, then this is a really good set to get you started instead of going out and buying a big set that you would normally need to if you are a wargamer or something like that. Then they have something about prime, how to prime, and this is actually a really good guide on how to prime and how to place your models and everything on a bit of board. We previously made a video, but it is in Danish and I need to redo it in English, so I will probably do it at some point. Then they go through the normal way of painting, which is starting with a base coat and then applying the different washes, and then you can highlight. And they have their normal dip here, which is their quick way of painting, which is a quick shade where you just dip the whole model in a quick shade and you're done. We have the highlighting, different techniques for highlighting, and how to base. And then they actually also have a bit about terrain, really nice. So this booklet has definitely been updated from the old versions. It contains a lot more of information. It actually contains everything you need to know if you're completely new to miniature painting. That's really nice. I'm impressed of this new format. I would have loved to see something about speed paint, though, but yeah, maybe later. But let's get forward. So if we take the first one here, I'm not sure I like this. I actually love the old inserts where the paints could not tumble around. So first here we have Sand Golem, and it says here shake well, which is fine. And I have read, I actually think it was stated somewhere, that these come with 2 mixing aluminium mixing balls in them. You can also hear it, which means you don't need to open them and add. They're already added, which makes it a lot easier to shake. And you definitely want these to be shaked well, because just like the contrast paints, the whole property of how it pulls back from the edges and goes down into the creases is based on how well it's mixed. So this seems very dark, especially compared to the colors. We need to do a test to find out if that is the case, and you can actually see the mixing balls down here at the bottom. That was the sand. Then we have the Nurgle green. That kind of looks what we would expect. We have the absolute green. That's a really dark green. That's like a dark Caliban. We have the grim black. Looks like a really nice black. I will say I really love Black Templar from Games Workshop contrast paint range, and Apothecary Right. So these are, here you can definitely see it needs shaking, right? This should be white. So the top is white, the bottom is almost black. So I'm interested to see how well these form compared to that. So I would think, my prediction is that I'm gonna use some of the colors from this range, some of the colors from contrast paints, and then some colors is just gonna go out of my normal uses of paint range. So this is the Gravelord Grey. It almost looks like the black, but we have learned, just like this also looks like black, even though it's purple. We have learned over the years with the different speed paints, not only Army Painter but also contrast paints, or what is called the other one. Now, we have another range as well. It's not a range that I'm using myself. That the colors, you can't really trust the colors before get them out on your palette, which is also why most people do a lot of cheap test models and just have them somewhere, or have a reference sheet somewhere where they have paint it on a piece of paper so they know how the colors look. I normally just go in and download color swatches from other content creators because they already taken the time to do it with 4 different underpaints, and you should definitely go look up. If you really want a color and you don't want the whole set, go in, look for color swatches on the internet for that range, and people will have showed how it looks over white, gray, black, and sentinel normally. And that is a really good way to find out if it's a color you like. We have Darkwood, looks really dark as well. We have the Bone, Pallid Bone, looks also quite dark, especially compared to the Little Horde, which I use a lot. I need a new bottle soon. Then we have the Medium, which as we expect, and here you can, maybe not, you can see the mixing bones. Then we have the High-Law Blue. This looks like a really cool, vibrant blue. So that was the first set. So in here we had 4, 6, 8, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 bottles of paint and 1 medium. Then we go to the next, and here we have the free brush, which is a Wargamer Monster brush. So this is quite a large brush, but that is due to this making one coat and you're done. So I think this is way too big for most miniatures, to be honest. I would have liked to see a regiment or a character brush instead, but it is nice with a free brush, and it is high quality brush, everything that you get from the Army Painter, especially the Wargamer series. I already have the Mega set and use most of those brushes, even though it's not my preferred brushes, as I have the Artist Opus and actually the Element Games brush set. I do love the Element Games cheap brush set. I think it's a fantastic brush set for working with contrast paints and speed paints and shade in general, where you don't want to ruin your high quality saber hair brushes. So here we have Blood Red. We have Hardened Leather. I'm looking forward to this. So I do adore Snakebite Leather from Games Workshop, but it is a bit light on it. So if this is a bit darker, that would definitely be a good addition to my current paint set. We have the skin tone, the Crusader skin, which seems to be kind of a concussion skin tone. As I said, I would have liked to see more dark skin tones as well, to give some variation. We have the Camo Cloak. We have the Purple Alchemy, which is, on the image it seems more to be a pink than a purple though. We have Magic Blue. Again, blue seem very, very nice and vibrant. But again, they also are in contrast pink. So we have Cloudburst Blue, very, very dark blue here. We have Runic Gray. Then we have the Plasmatic Gold. I don't really know what to expect of this. I do think that most of the time these turquoise or green-blue tones are fantastic for stuff like Nighthorns or Ghost or Phantasm and stuff like that. So let's see how this fares against some of the other colors we have. We have the Orange Fire Giant Orange. Again, seems very dark. All the paint seems very, very dark in the bottles. So yeah, the Orc Tin seems very light. So that is one of the problems I have with Games Workshop contrast paints. The Orc color is way too dark for my liking of Orc. And we have Sealed Yellow. So that is all the paint. So we have 12 over here. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so we have 24 or 23 colors and a medium and a free brush. That's really nice, and this is a nice set. So that was all the content of the mega pack for the Army Painter Speed Paints, and just as expected, it lives up to the quality that we normally see with Army Painter products. From the small booklet describing how to use the paints and showing the whole paint range, to actually a pretty good and compact packaging. I will say I'm looking forward to testing these paints, first of all, because I've seen a lot of reviews about them and that they react kind of differently to the Games Workshop contrast paints, but also because the colors in the bottles, when you just take a look at them, seem quite off compared to the color chart on the box and in the insert of the box. But let's see when we get to it. Hopefully we will get painting very soon, and you can see some of our review later here on the channel. As always, if you have any comments, please write them in the comment section below, or go join our Discord to ask questions or just join the conversation in general. That was all for today's video. Thanks for watching.